Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, the most gracious, most merciful. Asslamoalaikum, friends, sisters, and brothers. Today we are going to know about Prophet Zakariya and Prophet Yahya, John. So, Prophet Zakariya was born in 97 BC in present-day Palestine and died in 33 AD at the age of 130 years. He grew up working as a carpenter and spent a simple life. It was noted that Zakariya was one of the paternal cousins of Maryam, and he was the husband of her sister, and maternal aunt. He was her sponsor, kafil, meaning that he used to take care of her needs and look after her. So friends, the Prophet Zakariya was the patron of Mary, the mother of Prophet Isa, Jesus Christ. He was the trustee of Hekal. He worked as a carpenter and earned his livelihood. The Prophet Zakariya kept the torch of Mosaic law burning. So, friends, Prophet Zakariya was an illustrious prophet of the Israelites. He was one of the descendants of Prophet Sulaiman. The name of his wife was al-Yashbi, who belonged to the family of Prophet Harun. Although he lived as earthly life, Zakariya was constantly in a state of gratitude to Allah and was intensely humble in his demeanor, similar to his distant ancestor Ibrahim al-Islam. He and his wife had already reached an extreme old age without having any child. According to the Quran, Zakariya was said to the priest and prophet of God, whose office was in the second temple in Jerusalem. He would frequently be in charge of managing the services of the temple, and he would always remain steadfast in prayer to God. He reached his old age. Zakariya began to worry over who would continue the legacy of preaching the message of God after his death, and who would carry on the daily services of temple after him. Zakariya started to pray to God for a son. The praying for the birth of an offspring was not merely out of the desire for a child. He prayed both for himself and for the public. They needed a messenger, a man of God, who would work in the services of the Lord. After Zakariya and his character and virtue, and wanted to transfer this to his his most precious possessions. His dream was to restore the household to the posterity of the Jacob, and to make sure the message of God was renewed for Israel. As the Quran recitation, Quran Surah 19, a mention, the mercy of your Lord to servant Zakariya when he carried unto his Lord a carry in secret, saying, My Lord, the bones of me wax feeble, and my head is shining with grey hair, and I have never been unblessed in prayer to thee. My Lord, I fear my knees will follow after me, since my wife is barren. O give me from the presence of successor who shall inherit of me and inherit also of the house of Jacob, and make him my Lord acceptable unto thee. As a gift from God, Zakariya was given a son named Yahya. His name specially chosen for this child alone Muslim tradition. Narrates that Zakariya was 92 years old when he was told of Jonah's birth. In accordance with Zakariya's prayer, God made Yahya renew the message of God, which had been corrupted and lost by the Israelites. As the Quran says, Zakariya, we bring the trading of a son whose name is John. Muslim name is Jacob. We have given the same name to none before him. He said, my Lord, how can I have a son when my wife is barren and I have reached infirm old age? He said, so shall it be. Your Lord says, it is easy to me, and indeed I carried you before when you were nothing. He said, my Lord, give me a sign. He said, your sign is that you will not be able to speak to the people 3 nights well in sound health. After his son, Yahya, John, had been decapitated by the children of Israel, Zakariya tried to escape from them. Some historian says that as a miracle, a tree opened for Zakariya to hide it, but accidentally a small part of clothing stuck out. Shaitan saw this and took it to his advantage. He took on the form of the woman and told the children of Israel where Zakariya was hiding. For this the soldiers then cut down the tree, killing Zakariya painfully. Some people say he was 30 years old when he died. The tomb of Zakariya is an ancient stone monument in Jerusalem that is considered in Jewish tradition to be the tomb of Zakariya bin Judea. It is few meters from the tomb of Absalom and adjacent to the tomb of Bani Israel. The name Yahya is miscellaneous. Name that means that one of that lives and is not dead. It is the name of one of the prophets of Allah. Yahya, son of Zakariya, it was given to him by Allah Almighty, and no one has ever been named that before him. The word Yahya appears 5 times in 5 verses in Quran. In Habib Shakir's translation. Then the angels called to him as he stood praying to the sanctuary. The Allah gives you good news of Yahya, verifying a word from Allah Almighty. An honorable chaste of the Prophet from among the good ones. So friends, Prophet Yahya in the account of Zakariya has provided details about the way in which Zakariya has sincere prayer to Allah caused his wife to conducting Yahya. In a very old age, we also learned that Allah picked his name Yahya for his son, previously unheard of in the human race. Family trees compared of Zakariya, Yahya, Maryam, Isa, Jesus Christ is closely connected. Yahya could later be closely related to Isa, mean Jesus Christ, as his mother, who was Zakariya's wife. Zakariya was his maternal aunt Maryam. According to some accounts, that Zakariya's wife Prophet Zakariya as well as Maryam were pregnant at the same time. She said to Maryam, she had an ominous feeling that the baby in her stomach. He one day be prostrate to Maryam as belly Isa. At the time, prostrating to one others was acceptable and was considered as a symbol of respect. So friends, with the passage of time, Bani Israel become increasingly brave in their disobedience to the point where they even attempt to kill Prophet themselves. As we near the end of our study of prophets and messengers, Prophet and the messengers of Allah Almighty, the main question we have to answer is, why did Allah Almighty provide us with a variety of examples of those who were disbelievers, criminals and the unruly, beginning with the first generation of humanity born on earth up to the valley. Behavior that was the behavior of Bani Israel, and then the actions in people like the Quraysh before they embraced Islam. They are of strength, warning to us as each story outlines their characters traits to the extent that they were spiritually blind, arrogant, jealous and greedy, leading to disbelief and hypocrisy. Allah Almighty is not able to help those who oppress others, or is not able to help to those oppressed and stringly or arrogant. The Bani Israel at that time have strayed from the reverence of Allah Almighty. They even volunteered to murder prophets with their own hand. These decisions are prosecuted to Allah Almighty to very end of the time. Umayyad Mosque in Damascus, there is a memorial known as Yahya's grave. So friends, may Allah keep us safe from all the evil traits and allow us to be among those who are rightly guided. Ameen. Allah Hafiz.